Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
And we're back for the next installment, the second installment in our Final Four for 2026. Right. Today, we're going to be talking about the next thing that happens after death, judgment.
Now, this is the part of death with which the modern world is most uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But, tough. Because it's going to happen.
So, what judgy episode of Star Trek do you have?
So, from Star Trek, the original series, I've chosen Court Martial.
Oh, yes.
That does involve a lot of judgment.
Indeed. It's really bizarre because, in production order, it comes right alongside the Menagerie, where they also have a court-martial. They were feeling very litigious at that time. So, in court-martial, Captain Kirk becomes the first captain of Starfleet subject to a general court-martial over the supposed death of Lieutenant Finney. Lieutenant Commander Finney, sorry.
Yes.
But this is only because Kirk chooses the path of virtue. A Starfleet Commodore offers him an opportunity to quietly retire to a desk job, and Starfleet will simply
forget all this
brush
nasty
everything
business
under the mat.
But he can't do a desk job. He's going to be playing this role again and again throughout his life.
Although, we do find out in the movies that he makes the mistake of accepting a desk job.
He accepts the desk job, and then every single one of his friends says, "Why are you still doing this job?"
And he spends...
You could go and take this ship for yourself. You know you could.
And he does at one point, and it's a real dick move.
It's a real dick move.
But anyway, so he's judged.
So, he stands before judgment, and things are going very badly for him. There's a lot of evidence weighed against him. Evidence of his guilt. But Kirk believes in the process. He trusts in the system. And in the fullness of time, his friends keep investigating, his attorney makes great arguments, and Kirk is vindicated because it turns out that he was framed the entire time. Finney had faked his death to try to get back at Kirk for an earlier event where he blamed Kirk for derailing his career. He'd faked the computer records that were going to be used to convict Kirk, but because Kirk, he didn't know how, but he knew that the computer was wrong, he kept fighting for the truth. At our judgment, there is an accuser, and the accuser will say all kinds of things against you. He says them right now. Many of us believe his lies. But when we stand before the just judge, the truth will come out. Whether that reveals us to be virtuous or less so, there will be a judgment, and it will be right. Court-martial.
Court-martial.
All right. Let's do a movie next.
So, for judgment, I went with one of the most judgy movies I could think of. And at the same time, one of my favorites.
Is it a documentary?
No.
They can be very judgy.
They're very judgy.
All right, look. I suppose through a certain lens, you could see it as a documentary. But it is not, and it was never intended to be.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club is, in my opinion, for movies, the perfect embodiment of judgment. Because we have these 6 characters. Mm-hmm. The princess, the jock, the... is it 6? Maybe it was 5. It might have been 5. I think it was 5.
We have a number of archetypes.
And they're all thrown together in this room. And all of them are people who technically are swimming within the same fishbowl. Mm-hmm. But each one of them swims in a different school. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. School.
School.
And as a result, each of them sees the other through the lens of the school in which they swim. Mm-hmm. And so there is towards the beginning of the movie, there is a lot of tension and based on a lot of judgment. This is who I this is who I see you to be. So therefore, that is who you are, and that is how you behave, and that is all there is to know about you.
You know, they only see the Judd Nelson character as the burnout.
Exactly. He's just the burnout. He's always getting into trouble. He's only going to get into trouble. And and it's because he wants to. There can't be any other reason that he might possibly want to get into all this trouble. It couldn't possibly be that he's lashing out for a home life that due to a home life that is unbearable. Right? And he just has all these frustrations pent up and nowhere for them to go. But over the course of the movie, each one of them gets to know each other better. They are involved in situations that they normally would not be involved in together. And by the end of the movie, the real question becomes now that realistically we've become friends, how do we keep these friendships past this room?
We've been friends in confinement. How do we keep that going once we can go back to our normal routine?
Exactly. They came in, and it was all about judgments. But by the end of it, the truth has become clear. They see each other not for who they believe them to be, but for who they actually are. And now they can go out into the next part with this new information.
Nice. All right, Jess.
Music judgment.
All right, now
Last time we had a recontextualized Billy Idol. What do you got for us this time?
Well, as I stated, I had one that people might be like, you should have picked that for Death. It's very on the nose, but I have another one by the band that works much better for Judgment. It is like a modern retelling of Des Aries, the Day of Wrath, which is about the Last Judgment, followed up with thoughts that mirror modern ideas of how a personal judgment works, and that it's not so much that God's standing there going, you did this, and you did this, and you did this, but essentially, much like gentle parenting, it's just you seeing the natural consequences of what you did that was bad or good. And that, of course, is Godzilla by Blue Öyster Cult. The first half, Godzilla is destroying everything.
And we're cheering him on.
And ruining things. Followed up by the ending that nature points out the folly of man over and over again. So, you know, it very much of, this is, you should have seen this was going to come. This is the obvious thing that's going to happen if you nuke lizards until they become giant and have laser vision or fire breath, depends on what version you're dealing with.
If you live your life in a certain way, it's only possible for you to get the results of that. You reap what you sow kind of a thing. You can't plant your field full of corn and expect to get wheat.
So people might have been like, Blue Öyster Cult. That should have been Don't Fear the Reaper. But
too obvious.
That's too obvious.
I like it. People expect you to zig, you zag.
And that one's really not I'm sorry. I feel that Don't Fear the Reaper is really not about death, because it's all about the point that, death isn't all that scary, but it's not really about, what death is.
Unlike this, where the judgment of Tokyo being, near the waters where Godzilla lives is that it's going to be destroyed.
All right, I'm going to have to go back and listen to this one, because I haven't listened to it in a while, and my memory's a little fuzzy.
Well, but it's absolutely true. I mean, at our judgment, you won't be judged based on what anyone else did.
No.
So
you reap what you sow.
Yeah. All right. So
there's judgment.
Those are our meditations on judgment.
Now, once again, as we said with death, if you have an opinion on one of the ones that we presented, let us know down in the comments below. If you feel that maybe we missed the plot. There is for the themes that we chose of movies, music, and Star Trek: The Original Series, there was a better choice that we could have chosen for judgment. Maybe
you can go down and explain how Pretty in Pink is much more about judgment than The Breakfast Club.
I mean, look, all of John Hughes' films are about judgment. Okay, no judgment on John Hughes. They were fantastic movies, but all of his movies were on judgment, or at least involved judgment in a major part. It's part of the whole coming of age oeuvre.
Taken from us too soon.
While you're down there in the comment section, make sure you hit that bell and the like button and all the other things.
And as always, if you have ideas for how we could have done this better, or
something else we need to do,
a lens through which we could examine the Final Four next year, we will happily take your ideas.
Please give us ideas. We've been doing this now for nearly a decade. It's amazing that we haven't run out of them yet. And until next time, remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
And share
Share
that
that
love.
love. Next time, hell.